Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Daniel Tapia, and in this video, what I'm going to do is I want to share the breakdown of the launch that was heard around the world has officially closed, and it was magical. Let me just tell you, 15,185 new customers in less than 13 days at a $2,000 price point. That's over $30 million generated from that. All right, so we're going to get into it today. Today is all about having a recap, having a, like, you know how like when you're just doing things, you're going through the motions and you're just going so fast, you can't take a time to kind of sit back and just be like, oh man, and just breathe the fresh air, enjoy the process as it goes. So now that it's closed and there's so many people just raving about this course, now we can take a step back and breathe and just take a look at some of the things that happened in the past couple of days. And I want to share some of the insights that I got from you. And let me tell you why I started recording this in the first place. A couple of months, well, let me put it specific. About a month and a half ago, I remember I was in a group, a Facebook group, where they put out a calling, right? They said, hey, we're looking for some people to promote our new course with Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and Russell Brunson. I believe it was Dave Woodward that said at the time. And what he did was he just basically said, if you're interested, go apply below. And so it was an application process. And when you applied, they asked you some certain particular things, like how many reach do you have, how many people can you talk to, how much is this, how much are you spend on ads, and so on and so forth, just to qualify. And there was only about 1,000 of us that were able to get enrolled. So just think about 1,000 people willing to put you out there and promote your course. Like 1,000 people, if they have 1,000 people on their list, like if they have 1,000 people to talk to, 1,000 people, like, you know what I'm saying? It just multiplies so fast. So a lot of it came from affiliates, but a lot of it wouldn't have happened if they didn't have the strategy in place. And so I was just so grateful to be chosen as one of the affiliates or the partners to show how this process worked, but also behind the scenes of the course itself, because the whole reason why people wanted to get in was that curiosity killed the cat. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the timeline, how that process rolled out, and just kind of take a step back and say, that was interesting. This is why they did this. This is very interesting why they did that. So I hope you guys stay with me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you like I always do. And I like to show you guys practical things that psychological and triggers to help you overcome the battles that you're internally processing, because it helps me. So if it helps me, I'm sure there's other people out there that are always searching for that, like, you know, that thing that will push you over the edge over someone else. So I guess it's the inner competitor in me. So let's take a look real quick at my screen. Okay, guys, so we're inside of the kind of like the blueprint, the way that it would work out, right? The launch strategy, so to speak, that Dean Graziosi had talked about. And I'm not here to share with you, like, I'm not teaching you how to do it, but I'm telling you kind of what he taught us, that he showed us. And he said with 95% certainty that when he first started, before he was promoting to us, he said with 95% certainty, this thing will convert the way that I'm telling you. And I was like, no, I don't believe you, but let me record it just in case. And from like the day he said that, I started recording, and like literally it has proven, like to the T, almost to the T. He said, we're going to close about 15,000 people at the end of this, 15 to 17,000 people. And I thought, no, there's no possible way. Like that's freaking crazy. And when he did this, when he made this statement, I was like, there's no way. And I can tell you from the outside looking in and from the inside that it happened. 15,185 people, I believe, converted. Okay, 15,000 paid for a $2,000 course. Boom, in less than 30 days. Okay, it's about $30 million. Just to put that into numbers perspective. Okay, so should you guys pay attention? I don't know. I paid attention. And we are already running launches like this, similar, and we're already profitable. So I know for sure it works. It's crazy how it worked. But essentially what he says is, look, we'll do 30% of sales on April 30th, which was the webinar day. So you'll do 30% of the sales that you're supposed to do. So let's just say you have 100,000 people in a room in a webinar, or let's put it easier, because I know a lot of you guys are like, I don't know if I can get 100,000 people there. They had 250,000. So just put that in perspective. Okay. Let's just say you have 100 people on your webinar, 100 people on your webinar, and your conversion rate based on Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi's numbers on webinars, just on webinars conversions, that looks like anywhere from 8 to 15%. 8% would be a good webinar. 15% would be a multi-million-dollar webinar. And I know this because I've studied Russell Brunson. I've studied all the other like marketers out there, and they say that with certainty is kind of like that number for a live cast, like a live webinar. Okay. So 30% of that would basically be mean. If you do 100, get 100 people to show up. Okay. Whatever that is times what, 10%. So 10 sales, essentially it would be 10 sales. So you would do 10 sales on the 30th. If you were doing it in your numbers, right? If you were doing 100 people, you do 10 sales on day number 1. And then you do the remaining 70% of those during the close down, during the second half of the sale. And that's why I had to check this out, because a lot of us are great at selling front end. A lot of us are really, really great at selling front end. And I remember a specific time where I started selling some stuff and I was just getting super excited. I was like, yeah, front end. I was just trying to stay profitable on the front end so I was just trying to stay profitable day one. But I realized right now that day one profitability is really, really hard, especially when you're first starting out. And for them, it was the same thing, right? So that's why I was saying, like, if you're doing day one trying to stay profitable, you put $100 and you expect to get $100 back day one, it's probably not going to happen. There's a sales cycle to it. And I was so curious about the sales cycle that I was like, 70%, that's a big claim. That's like, let's just say, if they made 10 on day one, they're probably going to make another 30 on the rest of the days. And so I was like, oh, I got to check this thing out, because he's been doing it for 12 years and his company has done over $1 billion. So to say it works is an understatement, because obviously I've used it for myself, I've used it for my clients, and he's been using it for years. So it works, right? It's just marketing. It is marketing. Okay. So let's check this out. April 30th, you'll make 30% of your sales, which he was right. They made if I'm not mistaken, they made 12 million that day. 12 million. Okay. 12 million that day, or 24 hours. So I did a video on that, telling you exactly the number that came out. I think it was like 6,000 people bought that day. So it's kind of interesting. And then 15,000 came out the back end. So just to show you the numbers, it's kind of almost double. It's almost double what they made in the last 2 or 3 days. Okay. Of the sale. And that's what he told us. That's what he said it was going to be. So day number, this is kind of how we structured ours now, the 3 to 5 emails. And he gave us all the emails, which is great. And now I have them. So I can always refer back to them. Literally, I put in one PDF, and let me just show you guys the PDF, because it's freaking gigantic. It is gigantic. And yes, I plan to sell this thing. Not this specifically, but the process. Okay, so check this out. Literally, ooh, man, it's over 150 pages worth of emails and Facebook ads and Google ads, and just really, really good copy that, it's so good. It's so good. Anyways, where did I leave that thing? It's just so good. So day number, the opt-in contest, this is where he sends a launch to the affiliate partner. So he gets the affiliate partner super excited to launch to people. Okay. And I just thought that the process by which he did that was amazing, because he used the same process, this exact process, Okay, this exact thing right here, he used to send to the affiliates. So he launched it to the affiliates the same way he launched it to the public. Got people excited, gave them 3 to 5 emails. Last 48 hours. For some reason, 48 hours does really well. So put a 48-hour time cap on something. Last call. That's where most people will sign up. Okay. So last call to sign up. That's where a lot of people started to sign up. So 3 days, 3 to 5 days of emails prior. This is pre-hype. This is pre-hype stuff. Right here, these are pre-hype days. So you would structure it pre-hype where you're getting people excited. There's something coming. There's something new. There's something big about to happen. Like, you don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be a free training going on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mark a calendar. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be sharing my 3 secrets to help you effortlessly drop 10 pounds in the next 30 days. Are you excited? Who's excited, right? So you get them to register. And then what Russell says is to get them cited right after, immediately after the webinar registration, after they've registered, get them excited and give them something to do. Okay, give them value and get them excited. So, oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. You got to show up, blah, 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 blah. And then give them something to do. So what I need you guys to do right now is I need you to go right now, make sure you check your email and see whatever's, or mark your calendar, right? Mark your calendar for this time and this date. It's going to go down. So giving someone something to do helps them do that, the check mark thing that, like, you know how like when you get something new, you want to get all organized, and like right before you're going to go on vacation, you're just like, it's very funny because the other day my girlfriend graduated with her master's, and this is a perfect illustration of that, right? Like getting organized right before it happens. So I was kind of like haphazardly promoting this thing. And then the day, like 2 days before my girlfriend's graduation, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to be doing anything for like 4 days when we're over there, you know, out of town. And I thought to myself, holy smokes, I got to get some stuff done. And I hadn't gotten anything done like the previous 2 weeks, just recording, right? I hadn't gotten anything done. And like in the last 2 days, I just pumped out so much stuff. I was like, writing copy like you wouldn't believe. And I got so much done in those last 2 days than I did the whole 2 weeks prior. And I'm willing to bet that I'm probably not the only one that does that, right? So anyways, this is their pre-hype, then their live cast day. This is where they get people super excited, let them know that something's coming, and then getting prepared. And then they launched it that day. That day they did quite a bit of sales, but they got the buzz rolling high. So if you guys have seen Russell's perfect webinar script, they used it to the T. Like it was so dead on with the Russell's webinar script. And I was like, holy smokes, like the guys even at the highest level are doing it. So, oh, look, they even tell you, we send 1 in the morning, get them excited, 3 hours before, and 30 minutes before, both going straight to the live pages. 3 hours before to send them to the live page, and then 30 minutes before going to the straight live page. So now you know if you're going to sign someone up for a webinar, get them excited in the morning, send it 3 hours before, and then 30 minutes before to get them straight to the live. So actually, you know what? If you guys want my webinar, if you want the webinar emails for this, the pre-webinar emails, let me know in the comments. Just say I want webinar emails, and I'll send them over, or I'll give you a little, I'll give you a link so you can go and click, and you just have to opt in, and then I'll give you those emails for free. Because I know that you need them. I know that they're really, really important. So I'll send them to you if you want them. Just go in the comments below and just say, hey, I want your webinar emails. That would be great. Okay, so then the replay email, day number 1, you just replay, and then social proof stuff, right? For those who couldn't attend. So what Dean says here is that the replay is for those people that just kind of like, you need to resell them on the thing. Like most people signed up, they watched a little bit, they watched pieces of it, but they're busy, right? So they want to watch at their own leisure. So you send this back to someone, you just give them another reason to talk to you, in essence. Okay, so you send them another email with the replay, which is the day after, immediately the day after, like less than 24 hours after. And then you leave I usually leave the replay open for 48 hours. And you might be thinking, well, I should leave it open forever, right? Well, in ClickFunnels, and I can give you my ClickFunnels account for the webinar. In ClickFunnels, you can set a time to where as soon as 48 hours after they see that page, it goes away and it comes to something else. So that's great because that's exactly what they did. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, right? Exact same thing. So what you can do in ClickFunnels, and I'll put it below, I'll put the link below for the ClickFunnels. You can get it for 14 days for free. With 48 hours, you can have that. And then the next thing, what they'll do is you'll take them to the frequently asked questions and clarity. Now, what Dean says is there's 3 types of people that will buy in this particular launch. Number 1, the immediate buyers, like the people that see something and they want it, they're going to go for it right now. Like kind of like this, watch. Whenever I go anywhere, and like, let's say, for example, the other day I went to Best Buy, right? We went to Best Buy and we were looking around for games to get my son. And as soon as we saw, it's kind of funny. As soon as we saw Call of Duty, I was like, yep, that's the one I'm getting. I don't even care what other games are here. I'm buying it. Boom. I went to go buy it, grabbed it, took it out, went to go buy it. Now, those are kind of like me, right? Those are people like me that just take action right away. As soon as they see something they want, they're going to go get it. Boom. That's it. Then there's those other people that look at things and they're just kind of like, let me read some reviews on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, or let me read some reviews on this particular game, or let me read some reviews. Let me take a look at who's doing what over there. Like, let me see if they get success. So if they can get success, maybe I can get success. And those are the more logical people. And that's where you do more of where these people start to get engaged. That's where these people will start to come in, right? So the frequently asked questions. So there's really just 3 questions. Remember that. So it's a condensed version of the live cast where you don't do introductions. You just do the frequently asked questions, which is the 3 big objections. What is it? Vehicle, internal, external. So you just introduce yourself again. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Dean Graziosi again, and I'm just gonna. I know that you guys have a bunch of questions that we had over the live cast the other day, and I wasn't able to answer them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer them right here. But before we do, I want to first address some of the things that we covered on this thing, right? You guys already know that the knowledge business is taking over. It's a $129 billion business a year, and it's only gonna go faster, and so on and so forth. And then he says, okay, so I'm gonna tell you about these 3 big things. So he tells you about the 3 things. So he talks about, number 1, the knowledge business. Number 2, who it's work for. Number 3, how it can work for you, even if you have no time, no energy, no efforts, whatever. Then, so he addresses those 3 false beliefs with the false belief, why that's wrong, that belief is wrong, and then anchors it with the story. So let's say, for example, let's use a weight loss one. You introduce weight loss to a new opportunity to someone. Let's say you're promoting HIIT training, high intensity interval training, right? You say HIIT training is the new way. This is the way that people are doing things nowadays. People running or jogging or spending 2 hours on the treadmill, they're dead and gone. Those people are going to be gone and out of obscure into obscenity forever. Like they're going to wherever else. And the people are like, no, that's not happening. And then you say, why is that wrong? Why is that belief wrong? So you don't say it like bad though, but you say HIIT training, then their internal, it's the vehicle, about the vehicle. They say, no, HIIT training can't work for me because like I'm overweight. I can't jump up and down. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like the vehicle cannot work for me. I cannot do HIIT training because I can't jump. This is like the objection. That's the objection. Boom. And most of you guys might be thinking, well, I can't do high intensity interval training. I'm old and I can't be jumping and doing all that crazy stuff. You say, you know what's crazy about that is that high intensity interval training doesn't have to be jumping. It's just the times that you use. It's literally just putting time in, taking time off, and you just work during that time that you're working and not working when you're not. So let me give you an example. So one of my clients, her name was Diana. Diana was had quite a bit of weight to lose. She had about over 60 pounds to lose. And I gave her like an idea as to HIIT training. She saw the same presentation you saw, and she took that leap of faith. And within a couple of weeks, not even that long, she did a little bit of the things that I told her, didn't jump, didn't run, didn't do any of that stuff that most people do, and lost 40 pounds. It's kept it up since. Kind of cool, right? You see how I leveraged the vehicle. So they said it couldn't happen for me, right? Because I've tried everything. In this case, right, it would be like, I've tried running, I've tried ellipticals, I've tried this, I've tried that. And you address those things, address the false belief, tell them why it's wrong, and then you anchor it with the story. It could be yours, or it can be a client's, or it can be someone else's that you saw. So that right there, just that epiphany right there that I had telling you guys that story, I've paid thousands of dollars to Russell Brunson just to learn how to do that right there. So anyways, what Dean does in this video is so king. It's like freaking GOAT status, GOAT. Greatest of all time status. Because what he does is he addresses that false belief, breaks it down, hits the story, and then he goes to the next one. So once they've graduated from the vehicle, now it's like, I can't do this because I'm not someone that does that. I'm not someone that exercises. I can't do that because I'm insecure. I can't do that because I'm not confident about myself. I can't do that because X, Y, and Z. About themselves. It's an internal battle. Right? Like, I see how a lot of people are doing it, but it just can't work for me because I'm fill in the blank. I am a busy mom. I'm too big. I have 5 kids, and I'm just not that kind of person anymore. I just can't do high intensity stuff no more. It's just not me. That's an internal thing, right? And then you address it. You address the false belief, why that's wrong, and then a story to change it. Okay, a quick story to change it. And then once they've identified that, oh, that can actually work, and then, oh, that can actually work for me, then the next thing that they hit, the next objection that this person hits when they see something new, they say, do I have the resources? Do I have the time, the energy, and the money? And do I have spouse's support for all this stuff? That's their next question, because they say, oh, I see how this can work. Oh, I can see how this can work for me. But I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. And you know what? My spouse doesn't support me. My kids don't support me. Nobody in my house eats healthy. Ooh. And then you address it, break down the false belief. So you say, you're right. You probably don't have a lot of energy. You probably don't have a lot of time. You probably don't have a lot of this. And the reason is because you haven't started, right? Or, so whatever that may be. The reason why you don't have energy is because you're not motivated. The reason why you're not motivated is because you don't know what to do. And now we're going to show you what to do, right? And once we show you what to do, just like we did for Carrie, and once we just gave her a blueprint to show her exactly what she needs to do. She went from 155 pounds in 30 days to dropping 30 pounds in 30 days, and has kept it up for 2 years already. 2 years, and she's a busy mom that works a full-time job. Boom, breaks that third belief. And now they say, I see how it can work. I see how it can work for me. And now I see how I have all the tools and things I need to be successful, right? And then he addresses the small little extra things. He'll just look at them, like 2 or 3 questions, and he'll say, in this particular, I'm doing a big thing on this one because it's so key. These frequently asked questions. He's not even talking about frequently asked questions. He's just talking about those 3 false beliefs, addressing the false belief, because all of those questions intertwine one way or another into those 3 false beliefs. Number 1, is this going to work for me? Number 2, can I actually do what you're saying can be accomplished? And number 3, do I have the resources or time or energy or money or spouse support or whatever that may be, that external thing away from me? Do I have that to accomplish what I want or what you're telling me? Once they have those 3 things, if they cannot say, whoa, I'm in, then they're lying to themselves, and they'll jump off your webinar, or they'll leave your emails anyways. And then what he does is he just does a small little questions like, oh, this person from this place had this question. And he says, well, I think I just covered that. Okay, great. This person has this question. What about, what should I do if I see how this can work? I see how it can work for me. And I know that there's a process, but I don't know what to do. Okay, great. Let me transition to my stack, right? You see what I'm saying? So we know that you're going to need a meal plan, or you're going to need some nutrition guidance, right? So that's why we put together some nutrition guidance along with shopping lists. And we're going to show you how to do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. You relay in your stack right there. And then you say, okay, great. So frequently asked question, social proof. This was fantastic. This was fantastic because in his social proof, literally in his social proof video, okay, he had 4 people. And you will have the same 4 people. It doesn't matter who you are, what business you're in, what company you run, whatever it is. There's 4 people watching your video right now. Number 1, people that haven't started at all and just had that, oh, whoa, they just need that. Boom, what? Right? The people that have tried other things and now jumping over to you and got something from it. The second people is like, oh, I've tried. The third people are like, I've tried other things. They kind of work, but this works a lot better. And then there's the people that are already like on the journey, and this just speeds them up faster. Does that make sense? So like he showed 4 different testimonials. There probably was tons of testimonials, but he took the top 4 that addressed these false beliefs. Number 1, like, I'm just starting out. Like, I don't really have anything to talk about. I'm not really an expert, so to speak, or I've never exercised in my life, right? That's your first testimonial. That they have to have that big epiphany. The second one is someone that has seen success somewhere else, but it's just they're barely getting into it. They're coming back into it. They were doing something else before. Now they're doing this. Okay. I was doing Atkins before, but now this is the thing. I saw this and I just jumped in. Right. Then there's the people that, kind of were dabbling between different programs, and they said, I'm all in with this one. And then there was the people that were already in this program and took it to the next level. See what I'm saying? So look, those are the social proof, because there's 4 different people, or three or 4 different people are saying like, this can't work for me because I'm too experienced. I don't need anything. I'm not going to learn anything in this program. I'm just starting out. How am I going to do all those jumping jacks? Right? I've already done all the programs in the world. How is this going to be helpful for me? And then you have a story that addresses that false belief, and then it breaks down the false belief. So I thought this was phenomenal. These 2 right here are just to kind of help break those false beliefs for those people that are watching later on. And that's why I think it's just so amazing. And then right here, he's literally not even doing anything besides sending emails and saying 48 hours, 24 hours. So 48 hours before, 24 hours before, and then 2 to 4 emails the day of. So you can send it in the morning, midday, like right before. There's like 4. You send like 4. And let me show you the 4 real quick, because I know you're asking yourself like, which ones? So let me share with you these, because this is where like 50% of the people will come by. Right here, May 11th through the 13th, where a ton of them came through. Okay, so let me share with you the last couple of days. So I'm going to share with you May 11th right here. Okay, 48 hours, closing today. Okay, so he sent out 2. But what he was really trying to do, and I use this for potential customers. So I isolated both emails. So I checked out the emails he was sending to the affiliate partners, and then the emails he was sending out to the potential customers. So to the potential customers, he only sent out 2. But to the launch people, look at how many he sent out. He sent out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he sent out 6 in that time frame to send out for them. So he told you, hey, send it out, you send out 4, we'll send out 2, essentially. Tomorrow's a big day right here. So this is the 48 hours before, 24 hours are closing, last 2. Right, this is the last 2. It's the exact same process, exactly the same. So he launched it to us and he launched it to them. So warning closes down today. So I don't know what time he sent this. So it closed down at 12 p.m. on Monday night, or 11:59 p.m. So he sent that in the morning. So he's only sent out 1, but what he gave us was tons of them. So let me see if I can go to the one he just sent. Where are you? Okay, so this is the one he sent. Push people to close down video, May 12th email. Like I said, there's 1, 2. This is the 48 hours before. This is the 24 hours before. And this is the day of. So email in the morning, which is the one he sent. You can send it like that. Afternoon, late night, email, last moments before the close. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So this one was sent in the morning to kind of let them know 6 hours before. So let's just say if you're closing down at 12 or 11:59, this will close down at this time, right? You'll close this one down, I believe, like at 4, 3 or 4. You'll send this email, 3 or 4, and then you'll send this one out around 8. Yeah, you'll send this one around 8:30 p.m. And then this one you'll send right before it closes, so like 30 minutes before, I believe. I think I wrote down the time. No, I didn't. So yeah, so that's basically how you launch it and close it down, like the masters of marketing. I just shared with you guys some of the cool stuff, and if you guys want some of the email, the webinar emails, just comment yes, I want webinar emails below, and I'll send them out to you, or I'll put a link for you to go click on so you can go check them out. They're free. Obviously, I will ask you for if you want to work together, if it's a good fit, but only if it's a good fit. If not, that's totally fine. I hope you use it and get success with it, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure you guys get some value from this. And if you did get some value from this, please shoot us a subscribe to the YouTube channel and go watch all the previous videos I did so you can check them out. So yeah, without any other further ado, I appreciate you guys hopping on here. And I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me through the launch and seeing all these things go down. So in the next couple of weeks, what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to start showing a lot more marketing, a lot more sales strategies, a lot more marketing online to show you the processes that some of the top marketers literally in the world are doing to grow and scale their companies exponentially. So if you want to check that out, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing a lot more stuff on that. And also, like I said, if you see that stuff and you think it's a great fit, well, I'll put a link below if you want to work together. I'll look at it, see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, I'll propose an offer and see if we can work together so I can help you grow and scale your company. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.